Hello students, myself Professor Ankur. I welcome everyone for the GATE theory session on analog circuits. Today we are going to cover an important topic by the name Class AB power amplifier. This is our fourth session on power amplifier. Let's start with the session now. So in the previous session we have discussed a problem with Class B that is called as crossover distortion. And the crossover distortion was a problem in Class B where the transistors were utilizing the energy from the input signal so that they can turn on. As everyone is aware that whenever we talk about a Class B power amplifier, there are two transistors utilized. One is NPN, another one is PNP. We are discussing the complementary symmetry push-pull Class B power amplifier. Under that situation, we need to provide plus zero point 0.7 for transistor 1 and minus zero point 0.7 for transistor 2. But unfortunately, in Class B, there is zero biasing, and that's the reason the transistors will be utilizing plus zero point 0.7 of the positive half cycle and minus zero point 0.7 from the negative half cycle so that they can go in the on state and provide amplification. And that is the reason when the signal was having a transition with respect to the reference line, there was a loss of output. So that loss was called as crossover distortion. To eliminate this problem, it was decided that a small amount of minimal biasing will be provided for both the transistors, and that concept is called as Class AB power amplifier. So you can see clearly here, suppose the original circuitry was a Class B push-pull transformer coupled power amplifier. So to provide a voltage of plus zero point 0.7, since both the transistors are NPN transistor, you can see an additional arrangement at the center tap point where you can see a VCC battery, a resistor, and a diode connected to ground. Under the on state, when the VCC power is on, the diode will turn on and will retain a drop of 0.7 across it. That 0.7 will be given to the base of transistor Q1 as well as transistor Q2. So this will ensure that they are in the on state. So as soon as you give the input signal, automatically the positive half cycle will get amplified by Q1 and the negative half cycle will get amplified by Q2. So this is the way we are able to eliminate the crossover distortion problem in Class B. So as I've discussed that if we want to go for a complementary symmetry logic, you will find that if one transistor is NPN, it will require plus zero point 0.7, and if the other transistor is PNP, it will require a minus zero point 0.7. A total drop that will be appearing across the two bases will be 1.4, where each transistor will be utilizing 0.7 volts for its requirement, so that it will overcome the situation of crossover distortion, and hence this arrangement will be coming under the family of Class AB power amplifier. So here we can see the circuitry carefully. We can see the diodes D1 and D2. Additional path is being shown where from VCC towards minus VCC, a separate section is being designed with two resistances and two diodes, where each independent diode will ensure that it will provide the required voltage for the transistor Q1 and Q2 to turn on. The voltage signal Vs is applied at the center point, and the output is taken at the emitter common point of both the transistor. So if your observation is sharp, it is actually a Class B push-pull complementary symmetry power amplifier modified with the help of an additional biasing circuitry, and this is leading to a new circuitry called as Class AB power amplifier. In the previous diagram, we have seen that the input was given at the junction of D1 and D2 point. Suppose if I want to give the input to the base of both the transistors, then in that case, we have to use a common point where the input will be connected and the two coupling capacitors will be utilized as C1 and C2, where you can see the two independent input paths that will be controlling the operation for Q1 and Q2. The basic operation result will still remain the same when you consider this circuitry or previous circuitry, where both the circuits will be eliminating crossover distortion in any of the cases because of the biasing network provided, and the diodes D1 and D2 are designed such that diode D1 will provide the biasing potential for Q1 and D2 is going to provide the biasing potential for Q2. So because of this effect, you will find that there is going to be a slight shift in the Q point and we will be able to observe the entire signal at the output point. So yearly, you can see that on the left hand side, you can see the load line behavior or the load line characteristics. And on the right hand side, you can see the circuit diagram, where the diagram is clearly showing you that during the positive half cycle of the input signal, the transistor Q1, which was going to amplify the positive half cycle, will now amplify the complete positive half cycle and will be eliminating any problems of cross or distortion. A similar operation will be performed by transistor Q2 during the negative half cycle operation. So this is the way we are able to satisfy the requirements of transistors. Now, if you observe the class AB configuration, the class AB configuration can also be realized using a Darlington configuration, where the normal transistor will get replaced by the Darlington transistor. So you can see the top being NPN transistor, you can see a Darlington transistor at the top section and the bottom being a PNP transistor. Then you can use the Darlington of P configuration for the lower section. Obviously, the requirement of the voltages will be modified. So the sections will get changed. The input section, which is the biasing section, will be modified or adjusted according to the concept of Darlington configuration.